Hi guys, alright, this is take 2 of the video that I was planning on doing. There were 3 main reasons why I deleted it. The first one was, even for a ramble video, it was kind of rambly, too much. And it didn't make a lot of sense, and a lot of it, in fairness, was total bollocks. Because I was excitable. And not really thinking clearly. Thanks to Laura for illustrating that point. The second reason is because I was flappy with my hands a little too much, to the point where you probably couldn't see my face. And the third one was I had the camera about 3 miles away, roughly, estimated. Yeah, about 3 miles away from where I was actually sat. So all you could see was like this little blob flapping around, talking shite. And the ultimate result of that was, I'm thinking, do I upload this thing? And I originally was going to do it. I was like, I even said so much in the video, I'm going to upload this, I'm going to upload this. And, well, I didn't, because, well, put it this way, guys, if you're going to rant, at least have some coherence when you're ranting, right? I was just basically shouting at the camera. And I was talking absolute shash. So I thought better of it. I do want to get my points across, and I think that the best way to do it is have another bash. The first thing I want to talk about is some things that I've seen on YouTube. I've come back to YouTube, a little bit of a hiatus. I wouldn't say a massive thing. It was just, I've got life shit in inverted commas to deal with at the moment. Jobs, stuff, money, future, all that kind of stuff. Just where do I go next kind of thing. But that's later on. Came back, watched a few videos with Laura, as we normally do, and naturally went to the Friday Talkie, Mr Benway's Friday Talkie, and, you know, again, as always, the usual stuff, very good, nice one, cheers. He talks about his viewpoint on ads, talks about the two kind of polarised views. I think the name of the guy's EDT118. I'm just going to have a quick look now. There was Darren Walshock. I know I commented on his video. EDT1138, yeah. I commented on Darren Walshock's video because I totally respect his viewpoint. I think the way he presented it, I think you could tell that he was very passionate about the fact that ads are not cool. I personally don't like ads for very simple and straightforward reasons. They disturb the flow of videos. The half of the ads that I look at, 3/4, I would say a good 9 out of 10 of them, they aren't for me. I don't have any inclination of buying their products. I wouldn't want to buy their products. And even if I had any kind of wanting or need of the products, I certainly wouldn't go about it by clicking on an ad on YouTube. I would want to investigate and educate myself in my own manner. I think anyone who has a sensible viewpoint with regards to money and consumable services or otherwise would agree. I just think that the way that the ads are presented is completely random, and I don't think that they're intelligently used, which brings me to a point that I'd like to raise. I agree with Darren Walshock to a point. However, EDT1138's video very much illustrates something to me. It explains something to me, and I'm hoping that I can maybe develop that a little bit. In my opinion, and this isn't a negative thing or me putting myself down or anything like that, but I am, purely on a numbers basis, I am very much a minnow in YouTube sense. Very much a small fish, so to speak. I have no issue with that. There's no problem with that whatsoever. The question that I asked myself, the question that I asked you guys, well, my subs and other people who might happen to stroll on by, was, would it be wise for me to consider monetization? I would love to make some money off my hobby, directly or indirectly. it would sort of validate a lot of things for me. Just on a personal level, it would give some meaning to what I do, other than obviously the subs and the fact and the comments and everything else. The question is are you being a sellout by doing that? The problem is that you can't say you are a sellout. There are a lot of people outside of maybe the gaming community on YouTube that have videos that actually and ads, shall we say, that make them the money. They may need that money. They might be actually genuinely making. They might actually think that they might actually have the ability to make money from what they're doing, be it indirectly from the ads or whatever. And good luck to them. I wouldn't want that to be disturbed. I think that there is a way that it can be made so that we all get what we want. I don't want to see ads on everything that I view. I can appreciate that ads are needed. I see them as a necessary evil to some extent. However, I think they can be tailored. I would like to see a better tailoring option given by Google and things like that. To the ad block thing, yeah, whatever. It's like putting a plaster over a massive leak. It doesn't immediately. It's a short-term thing, right? I want something where there's a clear and understanding from both parties. That is Google and their partners, and people that are wanting to advertise on YouTube, and the people that are bringing in, putting the ads on the pages and putting the ads on the videos and all the rest of it. There has to be some kind of conference there. I see a lot of adverts that have absolutely little relevance to anything that I would want to view online. My life online is typically gaming and Twitter, which invariably is gaming again. A lot of what I do tends to be about the games and the things that are surrounding that. I take a moderate interest in computers outside of gaming. I have a moderate interest as well. Not enough to warrant some of the adverts that I've seen. I don't think it'd be right for me to comment because I don't want to advertise them indirectly, nor do I want to put them down and potentially cause any issues there. But what I will say is there's a lot of things that are on the ads that antagonise me because they're completely misappropriated. They're not for me. Some of them aren't even for male things. They're not even male-orientated videos. And it just irritates me because it's completely missed the point. I mean, at least when you get spam, it's kind of like, I'm a big lad, right? So it's weight loss pills. Do you understand what I mean? At least it's reasonably tailored spam. This is not. It's a lot of what I've seen on videos is just completely random, and a lot of it doesn't even mean anything. And for me, I grow tired of that. So I think that there is something that can be done above and beyond all this ad blocking, AdSense crap. That is by the by. It's up to the user to make that choice, right? Sometimes the user wants to maximise the monies, right? And this is the problem. And this is why I agree with Darren Walshock to a point. But I have to say that to just fold your arms and say, nope, I'm not doing it, I'm not watching it, I'm not getting involved in it, is... I don't think that's the right way. I think there is something that we can do to make it more appealing for everybody. And make it more appealing for the people that, like myself, the minnows of YouTube. Make it more appealing to them to want to even add content in the first place. And to put ads in between, on them, in them, around them, whatever. There has to be some balance. And Darren Walshock is right, that the balance is a little bit askewed. It's a little bit misrepresented. There's a problem with the ads, in my opinion, and it needs to be tailored. You can't just throw ads at things, in my opinion. EDT1138's video is really well done, even though he complained about lack of editing. It was kind of well done. I see his point of view completely. Again, without wanting to antagonise an issue that's probably died and gone quiet, he was very much dismissive toward the end. He kind of just said, well, if you like my ads, do it. If you don't, then sod ya, ad block, whatever. You know what I mean? Again, I think whilst he had a very valid point all the way through 12 minutes 17 seconds of video, right at the last few seconds it kind of lost me a bit. Same reason for Darren Walshock's video. He's ramming home a point like EDT1138's gently easing a point in. They're both trying to say their bit, but then right at the end they all just say, well, if you don't like it, sod you. No. No. I don't know, because I don't think that's the right way to do it. You shouldn't just be telling people like me or dislike me, sod off, whatever. The ads we need to all come up with something. Somebody needs to say something. There needs to be a conference, in my opinion. I don't think it's right to just say, subscribe to me or not. I've got ads, like it or lump it. A lot of people don't really care, admittedly, but there are some people that just don't like it, right? And ad block doesn't answer all questions. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't solve all problems. There has to be some debate, and I think that if there's enough of a debate, if there's enough stuff generated, if there's enough content, if there's enough opinion generated, then wheels will turn. All right, slowly they might turn, but they will turn, right? I've indirectly watched Darren Walshock's videos of the content that he's done, and if he was to leave, I'd be disappointed, because he does good videos, right? He's a genuine bloke. He does good videos, and I like what he does. Admittedly, I haven't directly commented, and that's something I need to change. A similar thing with EDT1138. Again, I'm subscribed to these guys, but I don't directly comment on the videos. Again, what he does is pretty much the same kind of thing. He presents in a fantastic way. Again, if he was to lose sight of things because of this situation, it would be depressing, to say the least. I get a lot of enjoyment and entertainment from both these guys for various reasons and in different ways. They both present different. They both present in different ways, and they do different things, which make it all the better. It's great to have, it's great to have that content and that content, if that makes sense. To become disillusioned because of something like ads is a mistake. It's wrong. It shouldn't be that way. I would hope that out of the two of them, I think Darren Walshock was more passionate in terms of how he felt. He was more raw in his emotional state. I don't know if there's any kind of aftermath of that, but from his point of view, I don't know if he's had any time to reflect on that, but for me, I respected him for that. I was like, wow, yeah, I see your point. And at first, I must admit, I was clapping my hands, yeah, nice one, mate, real good. But the thing is that you open out the argument, you unfold the situation, and you look at all angles, and there's a bit more to it than just saying, no, I'm not doing it, I'm not watching it, I'm not going to sign, I'm not going to subscribe to you, I'm not going to have you on my channel. Sometimes people don't openly admit their circumstances, and sometimes people are a little bit concerned about doing that. Maybe you don't need to know their financial state to get an understanding of who they are, right? And I must admit, I don't feel like I should be saying what my financial state is as such. What I would say to you is that if I went down a road of hopefully in the future, or if I get a lot more subs or whatever, monetizing my videos for whatever reason, or adding ads, or doing whatever I do, I would put it this way: the money that would come in, even if it was only pennies, quids, whatever, if it was only a few pounds, literally, it would be beneficial to me in every sense. I literally live in an environment and live on a lifestyle where every penny counts, literally. And to have any kind of revenue coming in from any angle is a massive thing to me. So even if I only got a few quid a week, it would mean something to me, not just on a financial level, but on a level of validation as well. It kind of stamps, yeah, I'm doing something here and it actually makes some money, it actually works. It's never about life following money, it's just about doing something that has meaning and benefit. Sometimes, and again, it's maybe selfish or self-centered, and maybe it all centers around money, but to have something financial, to have something that has a few, I've spent without wanting to go too deep, I've spent a large portion of my life making excuses about my hobby, trying to find ways to do my hobby without antagonising or annoying people. People can't seem to understand why I get so much joy out of the things that I do, and they seem to get very puzzled and perplexed by the fact that why would one man have 30 computers, 30 consoles and 30 computers? Why would one man want to do that? Why would anyone want to do that? So a lot of people who I know have a very what I describe as typical viewpoint, and they don't get any of it, and they just spectacularly miss the point. It's nice to be able to say that your hobby gives back to you. I know it sounds, I don't know, maybe it's selfish or self-centered, I don't know. I don't know what people's thoughts are on that, and I'd love to know. But without wishing to sit on the fence too much, I totally agree with Dal Moshop about the too many ads. Yes, I do, absolutely, without doubt. But to fold your hands and say, no, I'm not subbing yet, I'm not involving myself on your channel if you've got ads, is a mistake. That's wrong. You can't do that, man. You can't. You're gonna find that you're like you're gonna find that you're gonna be clicking on things and inadvertently getting ads. It's gonna make your life a little bit more. It's gonna make your clicking habits a little bit more harder to do, right? Life's gonna be that much harder trying to find these things that haven't got ads on, right? To boycott it completely again would be a bit of a mistake. I don't think you could do that sensibly without having to adversely affect your life. I know again it might sound a bit strange, but yeah. If you've to come from an environment where you've got hundreds of subs to then say no, I'm not doing it, I think you're gonna. I think you would struggle there. I don't know. Maybe I've missed the point. I don't know. Maybe I'm prejudging someone there. I don't know. But if I've worked something up and I've built something up, and then I decide that I'm gonna launch it. I'm gonna throw it away. I'm not doing it no more. It would be hard for me. I can imagine that. So I'm only going by my own thoughts there. But with like EDT1138, again, he makes these valid points, right? And he says his piece, and yeah, nice one, all great praise to you. Then towards the end, he was like, well, do what you want, sort of thing, subject. Towards the end, and I'm a bit like, yeah, I get what he's saying, but you can't just be dismissive of it. If you made very valid points there, and then you've just dismissed people and said, well, like it, lump it. What if people lump it? Do you know what I mean? What if people say adios? It would hurt you. It would hurt you. Silly little things to me. Like if I lose a sub, I know it's pathetic, it's stupid, but it hurts a little bit. It just it gets to you a little bit. You gain a sub, and it's just invigorating. It's enriching, right? And even if it's only one sub, do you know what I mean? That one sub is important. Do you know what I mean? I've reached a point now where I'd love to reach that milestone of 100, and I see that as a really achievable target now, and I would love to reach that target. So much so that I would probably do a video. I'd probably do something about that. You know what I mean? I'd probably do something to celebrate that fact. It's a milestone that I think I can achieve. But for me, ads, I can't say no to them. I can't blanket say no to them because, quite rightly, if we all say no, Google will charge us. In the long run, in the long term, it'll cost us if we act hard, shall we say. If we take a hard stance on it, we'll suffer in the long term. The other thing is, yeah, you've got your ad blocks and things like that. I don't think they're a solution. I think they're a quick fix, and I don't think that they truly, wholeheartedly solve the problem. There are some people that get benefit from that brilliantly, fantastic. But for me, it's just another program. It's just another thing, a gadget, a widget, whatever you want to call it. It's just another thing that temporarily solves a problem that shouldn't even be there to start with. So for me, I think it's all about conference. It's all about discussion, and it's all about coming up with a solution that meets. We live in a world where you can click a button and select your content. So why can't we get some application of thought going with regards to that? Why can't we say, this, if you want this, we'll give you this. If you want that, we'll do that. If all adverts were gaming related on the channels that I view, that would make sense to me. But maybe maybe some of my subscribers, maybe the people that I'm subscribed to, have very specific thoughts about what they want to do. So it would be nice to have some discussion about it. I think it would warrant it based on what I've seen of people's opinions of ads. Because some people don't wholeheartedly disagree with it. Some people don't just say all ads are rubbish. Some people actually get something from ads, believe it or not. I do to some extent, but not. We're talking, I don't know, if it's something game related, then yeah, maybe. But even then, a lot of what we see nowadays is it's meh to me. It's just meh. it brings me on to my next point, actually, which is about where I go and what I do. In my first video that I did, this talkie thing, sorry Steve, but in the first take, it was me basically rambling on about how it sucks to be in a random state of employment, how it sucks to have to deal with situations that you shouldn't have to deal with, blah blah blah. And I was feeling pitiful and sorry for myself, which is in right, because I've got a lot to be happy about. There's a lot of things in my life that I should be grateful for and should be happy for, and I shouldn't be all negative and stuff. I get negative because there's a lot of reasons to get negative as well, interestingly enough. But for me, I think the point that I wanted to make in the first video, but I lost it, and the point I'm trying to make now is I need to know what I'm going to do for the next 5 to 10 years. I need to know how I'm going to live my life, do you know what I mean, and where I'm going to go. I am living a lifestyle at the moment which is very pleasant and very good and all, but it's very much, this would have been the ideal scenario for me if I was 22. I'm not, I'm a 30-year-old man, allegedly. So, to me at the moment, the lifestyle that I'm living is I feel that I'm 10 years behind, kind of thing. And I need to change it. I'd like to make better of my situation. At the moment, I see the only answer being get a decent job. Is it the answer? I don't know. And what is the definition of a decent job? My problem at the moment is everything that I've tried has failed, kind of miserably as well. And every intelligent thing that I've come up with seems to not be that intelligent after all. And you start to realise, you start to question yourself a lot. And I've come to terms with a lot at the moment about the current state of employment in the UK, shall we say, the current state of things generally. It would be nice if I could find something maybe outside of the box. I've been toying with the idea of doing something creative. I see maybe YouTube as an option to do that. The question is, could I invest in something, a camera of decent quality, let's say, and I sit down and I have when I do these, let me put it this way, when I do these videos, they're all random. There's no script, there's no thought process other than I want to talk and I hope someone listens. Maybe if I did something that was scripted, maybe if I had something with an intro, maybe if I had something that looked all brilliant and nice and clean and good, would that work? Could I make money from that seriously? Could I do something not necessarily gaming related? Could I have another channel that's a little bit, you know what I mean, just that bit professional, a bit of zip, a bit of zap? I don't know. Could I make money from that? There's a lot of things that I would like to think about and consider. I want to try and find my niche. And I love games. I love games. I love everything to do with games. I don't want to lose sight of that. But having a joypad in your hand takes you so far. And it's like, well, maybe I need to put the joypad down and go and do something. Do you know what I mean? And I need to find that. But I have no idea intelligently what to do. The ideal scenario for me, if I was given the choice, which unfortunately I'm not, is to have a 9 to 5, just a typical job, you know, just a job that pays bills and keeps life ticking along nicely. It would be great to have a place that is not just, basically at the moment, what with me and Laura and stuff like that, it would be nice if me and Laura could get a place that was our own, rather than something that was rented 600 times before to some other student types or whatever. It would be nice to have a place that is truly our own. That would be a dream for me, personally. It would be nice to have a job that, we're not talking insane riches here, but it would be nice to have a job that gives you some semblance of a disposable income, just something, you know what I mean, just something like that. It would be nice to have the ability to not be frightened about bills, and not get wrapped up in things that most people just deal with. Is it possible? I don't know. I've been in and out of I've been in and out of employment, in and out of life situations. I've been dealing with so many different things that, in my opinion, I shouldn't deal with for 6 to 7 months now, at least. Well, no, maybe not that much. Maybe about 6 months, yeah. It's putting me off my games. To be honest with you, putting me off my games. But with me and Laura, I mean, in fairness to Laura, she's been through a lot, and part of that's down to me, in fairness. But I've made mention of that in another vid. But the reality of it is that me and her need to start thinking about where we go. We're at that stage, do you know what I mean? We've reached that stage in our lives. So I need to know what the next step is. Have any of you guys got any experiences or anything like that you'd be willing to share? Tell me about your lifestyles and things like that. I mentioned in a previous Chatette video about being able to balance your life with your games, and at the moment it's the other way on. I'm balancing my games with my life. Do you know what I mean? It's reached a point now where games, I can't play games all the time. It's just, I just can't. I feel theoretically I could, because what do I do? You know what I mean? But it's just, it's one of those kind of quicksand situations. You're in quicksand, and you don't know what to sensibly do to get out of it. And anything you do you have to be careful of, because you don't want to go further in. So it's one of those situations. So what I'm really asking is, I'm asking for people to just maybe tell me about your situations. Tell me stuff about you, if you want to, obviously. Anything that might help me get a better understanding of where I am. Should I even be worried about this crap? Should I even be concerning myself with this? I mean, there's a lot to feel good about, right? There's a lot to feel happy about, and I'm for want of a better expression, I'm not on my ass. Do you know what I mean? I'm not in a horrific situation. I'm doing okay, but in fairness, I could be doing a lot better. And I'm just curious if I should be so concerned and wrapping myself up in these things. Should I not maybe distance myself from those things? Would that help? Someone suggested a holiday, which you need money for an holiday. But I see the point. Try and distance yourself from the situation, right? And go somewhere else and put yourself in a new situation that might make you feel better. I understand that. I can see that would be an option. But there's a lot of reasons why that option would fail. This is the problem. This is a problem. A lot of people that I deal with, a lot of people that are in my life, always always tell me and give me good advice. But sometimes I'm questioning that advice to such an extent that they get annoyed. But yeah, I'd love to know, guys, what you guys get up to. Do you guys have anything outside of gaming that gives you something? Is having a job important, really? Is there anything that might benefit me? Is there anything that you guys know that might be of help to me? Is there any kind of things that I can explore outside of what I would describe as a 9 to 5? Is there anything that can improve life, is what I think I'm trying to say. I'm at a stage now where it's a transition. I'm trying to think what the next stage is. I used to joke with people that being in your 30s is your mortgage years. That's when you should be settling down with your family and discussing what colour to paint the walls and what colour the nursery should be, etc. I'm still talking about PCFX games and that kind of thing. And I've always going to talk about those games. I'm always going to have a hobby like that. But it's about priorities, right? So I'm saying, what do you guys do? What is there out there? Is there anything out there? do any of the people that are subscribed to me from America, do you have any issues similar to this? I can't honestly comment on any situations in America. I don't know them intelligently enough to be able to say. But do any of you guys have anything going down? Do you know anything? What do you guys do? Is it true that you can do something with your channel that would give you the ability to live a life? Could you earn a wage that would be sufficient enough for you to live? Is that a realistic notion? I know I've touched upon these subjects before. My initial thoughts before were that I could maybe make a little bit of money on the side and, you know, it's all good. You know, all a bit of harmless pennies kind of thing. I would like to do something serious. I've reached this stage in my life where I want to do something serious. I want to say this is me, and really aim for it. So, what is there? I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a bit of a leading question. Maybe I might not get as many responses as I was expecting, but I need some kind of. I would say calling you outsiders is not. I don't think that's a very nice way to put it, but people that are outside of my life, people that don't normally see what I do and get up to. I'd love to know what your opinions are, because a lot of people who talk to me, I know they're being nice to me, and sometimes it's good to get a realistic viewpoint and get a viewpoint from someone that doesn't necessarily know a lot about me or whatever. So let me know what you think. If you've watched this far, thank you. Because I know it's a bit rambling, but I needed to get some things off my chest. The first video, I almost wanted to upload it, if only for the outtake aspect of it, because I got a bit loud. I want to continue to do what I'm doing with the YouTube videos. I still want to keep on uploading and stuff. I've got some more videos in the pipeline. I've got some other bits and pieces that I've done. This is not, in fairness, this is not hugely life-following stuff. There are some, but one thing I'm particularly proud of is the VB stuff, the Virtual Boy stuff that I've been toying with. I've done an outtakes video of that. It's only a very quick video, but it was just basically me messing around with the camera, screwing it up. I found a really genius way of doing it, which gives a really interesting viewpoint, literally as if you were looking into it, which I think might work nicely if you are intrigued by Virtual Boy but don't want to go that far as to get one. I'm hoping that I can impress with those videos, because I love the Virtual Boy. It's one of my favourites in my collection, and arguably one of my favourites of all time. There's a lot of things I like about the Virtual Boy, and it's difficult to convey those sensibly. It truly is a unique console, and I want to share that kind of thing with you guys. So what I've got cooking at the moment is kind of basically Virtual Boy Fest. But I'm going to upload what I've been doing as well, because I've got other things going down as well. So, usual stuff, gameplays and stuff like that. I'm gonna be talking a bit more and doing more chatettes, because there's a lot of things that I want to talk about with regards to games. What I've noticed is I'm not very opinionated on things that I usually am very opinionated on. I need to be conveying myself a little bit more to you guys, because I don't think that I think my videos seem to not want to. Someone watched my videos objectively and said to me that it's like as if I'm sitting on the fence all the time. They basically said that I'm not putting myself across. I'm basically a voice saying stuff. Alright, okay, fine. But yeah, I see what they're trying to say, and I get it. I need to explain who I am and what my channel, and why my channel exists that little bit more. So I'm going to do that. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is just do a couple more, do my usual stuff with the vids and things like that. But I want to try and make the Chatettes a little less random and a little bit more structured. I'd like to give you guys a little bit of structure, because if you do watch my stuff and for whatever reason you actually look forward to it, then at least you've got some structure. So with that in mind, guys, I'm going to leave the video there. I've rambled on way too much. 3 people I'd like to thank. The first one is Steve Benway. As always, his content is entertaining, his videos are kind of pretty cool. The Friday Talkie was truly special this week because he illustrated how he makes his videos, and he's given me a bit of an insight into where I'm going with mine. The gameplay videos that I do are very much similar to Steve's, in the sense that it's a point and shoot type of a scenario. I like the idea of capturing the TV as if you was watching it yourself. I'm very much about that. However, my camera is nowhere near the quality of his. I've noticed some of his techniques, and I'm like, wow, nice one. And I would love to be able to, capture some of that, if that makes sense. I'd like to be able to get to that, because the thing you've got to remember is I don't have his software, so I am literally pointing. I am pointing and shooting. That's all I do. So I really want to add a little extra to it and just make it a little bit, that little bit crisper, that little bit nicer. So I want to thank him for that. And sorry about that. And the other thing is I want to I want to thank EDT1138, because his video was really interesting, very entertaining. And I want to thank Darren Walshock as well, because his content is really good, and I watch a lot of his videos. The thing about it is that I don't directly comment. That should change, and that will change. And it's really a thank you to him, and for him to carry on doing what he's doing. I don't want to disrespect either of them in any way by, the comments that I've made about ads or whatever. But for me, I've got a very strong stance on it, and obviously, I've now said my piece. So I want to thank those guys, because in fairness, they've entertained me, and wow, nice one. So have a good one, guys. See you on the next video. It's gonna be when it's gonna be. So hopefully not too long. I just need to get a grip with various things, as I've illustrated to you just now. So have a good one, guys. See you in the next one.